Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing coming to you with another tutorial. This is actually something I thought up myself, so I was super excited about that. I kind of woke up this morning with this idea in my head and then I sat down and worked it out on some copy paper, and I'll show you that in a quick second. So let me just share the supplies if you're following along. These are some of the things you might need. So I've got a pencil for marking, my cheat ruler that has all the little increments, which we won't be breaking down increments too small today. I've got my cutter and my scoreboard, Fabri-Tac, and I'm not sure if we'll use the Fabri-Tac, but it's here if we need it. My Barely Arts glue, vintage photo archival ink, and various little bits to do some embellishing on one of them. We're going to be making 3 on camera, but we're only going to be decorating 1. So this is just some ephemera for the Romance in Paris journal. Corner rounder. We're going to need some masking tape, some magnets, and then this is just various cards and such that, oh, what happened to all of my other stuff? I thought I had a whole bunch of other things here. Maybe I didn't print them. I thought I had printed some larger cards, but I'm not sure. We'll see to that here in a second. So that's what those are, extra cards. I must have just, oh, there they are. They're up here. I didn't print them. I mean, I didn't cut them, so we'll have to cut them. So I wanted some larger. Let me turn those around. Some of them. I wanted some larger images for the large pockets, so I haven't lost my mind. It just momentarily thought I had. So I also have my circle punch. This is my 1.5 inch. And I'm just trying to move things out of the way. But before we go on, I want to show you this fantastic glass mat. So this is from Glassboard Studios, and I have been looking at these mats for some time, but they are spendy because I've got the big one. I don't know what the measurements are, but it fits my desk perfectly, similar to my other glass mat. What I love about this is that you can cut on it, but we also can start using it while we're working on the video. I don't think it has as much glare either, which is really nice. I'm wondering how my fan would behave if you'd still see that. You probably would, but I might have to try that off camera. But I really, really like it. I paid about $118 after a Black Friday sale, and so I'm happy with that. That's what I would have paid for another really good one that's got the markings. And it's really heavy. It's like hard for me to even pick it up off my desk. It's also magnetic. So if I'm working, it came with 2 magnets. You can pin your work down like that, which is also super cool. So I just wanted to show you that before we get on with the project. So let me get this stuff back in here because we're going to need it. So this is my template. I try to do this for you guys. So this is a pocket with a flip down writing space. So we're not going to glue these sides to make a pocket, but when this is closed, it's going to be a pocket. It's going to flip down, okay? And it's going to flip down again. So this is going to be writing space. This is going to be writing space. There will be, and then this is a pocket. Okay, so it's got this writing space and this writing space. One could also make this writing space, but I wanted a pretty image there. So let's talk about the template just a little bit. So I printed my bases on just that beautiful tea stain paper from Ruby and Pearl that I use often. And so that's going to be that's going to be both sides of this base. And we're going to glue magnets here and here. And then we're going to cover this piece with a piece of pattern paper to make it pretty. This is going to remain the tea stained. This is going to remain the tea stained. And then we're going to put the magnets, so when this folds up, we need magnets that are going to connect here to here. And so those are going to go inside the pocket. So before we sew the pocket piece on, we're going to stick those magnets on, provided I remember. Fingers crossed. But I love it. This is my second template, so I didn't want to waste the magnets, but it would have magnets here. Do I have the other one? Let me reach for the other one, just so you can see how it actually works and stays shut. I just had to make a lot of revisions, so but basically you can hear it. Okay, that magnet is going through. Well, this one, it would be on the other side in real life, the way we're going to do it. So it's going to go through one piece of paper, two pieces of paper, so two thicknesses of 65-pound paper. So that's pretty darn good magnetic strength. Okay, do you hear that pop? So super, super cool. I'm so excited about this project. So without further ado, let's get going. So I have... This is the one I'm going to do for the blue journal, for the Romance in Paris journal. So let's go ahead and start with this one as our first example. So what we're going to do is I need to pull my little cheat sheet back over. So so this section is, oh, I didn't write that back on here. I'm so sorry, guys. So this is 5, I believe it's 5. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Took a break and went and made dinner and I forgot my brain. So it's 5 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay. So this section is 5 1/4 by 5. Well, 5 1/2 by 5 1/4. Like that. Okay. So we're going to cut this tall paper down to 5 1/2 or 5 1/4. I'm going to mess it up. So this is the width. This is the height. Sorry guys, that was backwards. So I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to keep most of the lace in this because that's the part that I like the most. So this paper that I'm working with here is from Lorna Taylor over at Taylor Made Journals. I picked up 2 of her new kits. I don't know if they're new to me. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I know that you might not be able to, well, I guess you can see it pretty good. So we're going to go 5 1/4 across. So I'm just going to find that quarter mark, 5 1/4 mark. And then we're going to hold on to that because we might need it for some tabs when we're done. Okay, so that is our, so it should be 10 inches in total height because my printer, this is an 8 1/2 by 11 paper. Oh, it's 10 3/4. Okay, well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Is that one this one too? I guess I guess it's the same because I don't think I cut anything off. Yeah. Oh, this one's 11. Oh, this one's always going to be taller because it's not printed. So when I have to trim the white off, I lose some of my size. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to score. We're going to make a score mark here. So 2 1/2. And then 5 1/2 to equal the 2 1/2 and the 3. And then this is just the remaining height. So let's get going. So I'm going to stick this in here and I'm going to score first at 2 1/2. I am on my last day of Thanksgiving break. I go back to work tomorrow. Kind of sad about that. Oh, where'd my thing go? Oh, there it is. It must have popped out when I was working. My little score tool. Kind of need that. Goodness gracious. Okay, so let's check that again. So we've got 2 1/2. We're going to score that. And then we're going to move to 5 1/2. So we're going to scooch on over here to 5 1/2. Score again. Okay. And then let's just fold this to minimize the space that is taking. So then let's go ahead and fold. Oh no, I didn't print on the back of this one. I didn't print on the back of most of these. Oh, wait a minute. I just did that wrong, guys. Oh, scratch that. Pretend I didn't do that. And I just said this a minute ago. We'll still be able to use this, but it's going to be it's the panel for this part. Ugh. Okay, so let's do it. We could just get to do this again. It's okay. Practice makes better, right? I feel I've got a little bit more of white edge on there. I want to get that off of there. There we go. Okay, I like this edge a lot, but yeah. So we're going to go 5 1/4 again. Just do over, 5 1/4. Oh my goodness. And then we're going to do our scoring again at 2 2.5 and 5.5. Now we're on track. My apologies, guys. Just like wondering, why is that white under there? So then let's just fold this up. Okay, and then we're going to fold it up again. I'm going to get my bone folder here. Give that a good crease. Haven't tried cutting on the new mat yet, but I plan on trying. Kind of makes me nervous. It says you can cut on it, but I don't know. I never cut on the Tim Holtz one either, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that one because it was black. Okay, so that is our base. So again, it's measuring, let me just make sure my measurements are right. 5.25 by, oh, I guess it's just short of 5. It's about a 5 1/8 in height, I guess. Again, that's because I've got a digital printed on it. And then this is the 3 by 5.25, and this is the 2.5 by 5.25. So the next thing we need to do is take another piece of paper, and we're going to make a pocket. So I'm just going to take this cut off, and oh, actually we can just cut it with the cutter. I don't have to do it the silly way. So we're going to cut this 5.25 by 2.5. Just slightly smaller than 2.5, just so that when it doesn't go, so it won't go clear up to here, because that will bind in the folding. So we're going to go 5.25. Okay, and then I'm just going to go 2, and hopefully this is big enough. Yeah, it is. So I'm going to just go 1/8 of an inch smaller than the 2.5. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, 2. There's 2.5, so I want that mark there. Okay. So now we've got our pocket. So we're not going to glue it on yet, and I'm going to show you why here in a second. So, so we want to deal with magnets now. So we want the magnets to go up here, but we want them to be hidden by the decorative paper. So that's why we're going to do magnets now. So they pull those over here, and I think I'm just going to move that cutter out of my way. Feeling claustrophobic here. So this is our pocket. So actually this pocket is going, it doesn't matter if you put it on the front and make it, you know, it doesn't matter, or put it on the back, but at any, regardless of what you choose to do, you just want the magnets to go on the back side, so they're on the inside of the pocket. So let's go ahead and put them on. Actually, I wonder if we should put these ones at the top first. I think so. So the way I figured that out is I folded this up, and then I just made a pencil mark right here and right here, so that I know that that is my barrier, my limit. Okay, and I don't want the magnet to be too close to this line or too close to the edge, so I'm going to have it come in, but this is going to totally drive it. So wherever I put it on this piece of paper is going to be where it's going to line up. So I think what we'll do is we'll start with the magnets here at the top. I'm sorry, I just told you opposite. So I'm going to use a little bit of my Bearly Arts glue. I'm just going to grab a couple of magnets. We need 4 in total. I just have to keep them separated. Separate them. Are they sticking to my mat? They're not. Isn't that interesting? Huh. Very interesting. Okay, so in my prototypes, I found it better to start here in this bigger space and then match them up with the flap here in a minute. So I'm going to just come down about probably about 3/16 of an inch or so, or maybe 1/8 of an inch. It doesn't really matter. You just want to have enough space to be able to put your tape on and have everything be nice and covered. So I'm just going to put that down there. The glue is just a temporary hold, so right about there. So I'm going to aim for that same general area on this side. Okay. And oh, that was actually quite perfect. There we go. bring that over a little bit more. Okay, a little bit piece of tape on each of those. So I like to make some of the edges straight just so that I don't have a chance of anything hanging out and being like where I don't want it to show. It might be too small. We will see. Okay, and we want the straight edge to come up here. It doesn't matter that it comes up above the magnet, because that's all going to be covered by our decorative paper. So there we go. And there we go. Boom. Okay, so now I think we will, trying to think about how I did this on my prototype in terms of, I guess it doesn't really matter. Does it matter? No, I better put the magnets on here first. I'm so sorry. So we're going to go ahead and magnetize these to the top ones. I know I sound like I'm deranged, but I promise I'm not. Let me just say I'm high on snickerdoodle cookie candle. That's deliciousness in my studio today. So we're going to just put a dot of glue on each of those. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and set this on here. It doesn't matter which way it goes. So I just need to, I'm trying to get it straight. So I'm going to turn this just so that I can get it lined up with the, with that line that I created. Okay. Because you only kind of get one chance because it's going to make a glue mark here. Basically a glue mark. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay. Okay, so there's our glue marks right there and right there. So we're going to go ahead and put these magnets on and do the same thing. We're going to tape them. So we need to take these off. So just like the other trick I showed you where I went over it with a little bit of ink, the glue works perfectly. I think somebody shared that in a video. You just want to keep it going the right direction. So that glue sticky side up. And then when it goes down, it's going to go down here. Okay. Same here. I'm going to pull that off and put more glue where there's already glue on our paper too, but you get my drift, right? I hope you get my drift. Okay, let me open that. It's causing a problem. So we're going to do the tape again. I like to have the edges clean, but you know, you do you. Probably doesn't matter, but I put that very, very close. Is that going to be a problem? I think that's going to be a problem. Let's move that back down. We got to move those down, and that one moved, so let me move it up. Hopefully I'm not messing this up. We're going to find out, aren't we? Okay, there we go. Hoping that's, I'm just going to put this one on like it is because I've got two straight edges. So we're golden. We're golden with two straight edges. Okay. So there we go. So that's going to adhere. That's going to connect there. So it's going to go onto our pocket piece here. And let's just make sure everything's, I'm going to put a little paper clip on here just to make sure everything is lined up. Not that there's a lot I can do about it at this point, but I want to see. Yep, perfect. That worked out like crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut a thumb notch here. And you can decide which way you want it to be. You can have it opening on the right or opening on the left. So let's do that really quick. I don't want a very big one. Okay. So we're going to do some inking really quick, and then we'll glue this on. Okay, we are inked up. So now we can go ahead and glue our pocket on. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn this way, and just so that I can get a straight line here. So I'm just going to put a bead of my Bearly Arts glue on 3 sides. Okay, Go ahead and pop that down. I'm going to line it up with the bottom edge, not the edge of the fold. So I didn't really need to put the glue exactly where I did on there because it was a little bit off, but that is okay. So now it's going to flip up and bam, magnetized. Okay, now I want this to be writing space and I want this to be writing space. Now we've got our magnets here, so that's going to be a little bit of a barrier and a bump for the person who has the journal. I don't know what I'm doing with this journal. It'll probably be for sale. This is the Christmas, grungy Christmas journal, but I do want to put some decorative paper here and some decorative paper here. So let's go ahead and find some paper. I've got this one. Let's start with this one. Okay, so we need to cut this to 5.5 by 4.5. So let me just reach my cutter here. Okay. So we've got both pieces. We can use this for our pocket, our decorative edge. So because it's actually a continuation. Oh, it's a continuation of what? Where did this come from? This is actually the piece I would like. Let's see. I guess it does not really matter. So I like to round the corners. So I'm going to round the corners here first and ink them up. So I'm going to go ahead and ink round, and ink, and I'll be back in a moment. I thought about covering these bases with just 20-pound paper, but then the magnets tend to show. Even though these are pretty thin, I don't like that looking. I don't like to visually see it. So, oh, you know what? That's too tall. What the what? I think I did that wrong. I did not check this because remember we ended up with a shorter measurement because of the difference between a printed page and my template. So I need to take some off of this. My apologies, you guys. You can always check your measurements first before you get going. Now that I'm doing my project templates on the white paper, I just forget that it's not going to really be that size, because of the way that my printer prints, unfortunately. I was not able to get a borderless printer, so there we go. So now we are going to glue this. I feel like I'm all thumbs. I'm so sorry. Okay, we're going to glue this on. So I'm going to use we are using Fabri-Tac. I like Fabri-Tac for this. Go ahead and stick that down. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, that's so gorgeous. So just scooch that up a little bit. We got a little bit far down. Okay. So now again, when this flips down, you've got writing space and writing space. So again, that's going to flip up and it's going to be fine. Okay, so we're going to cover this part as well. Did I get that all inked? Yeah, I guess I did. And we're going to put that on. Oh, get myself straight. It needs to go on this piece right here. And yeah, easy as that. Okie dokie, artichoke. Doesn't matter which way it goes because it's not directional. So I'm going to go ahead and I feel like this is a little bit too big. We might have to trim it. I feel like there's something hanging over. Yep. I'm going to get my sticky scissors here. I don't ruin these. So I think we're going to just decorate this one on camera. And then I will probably, I'll show you how to go through one more of these really fast. I'll just speed through it and you guys can watch it in case you need to see that again. Okay. So that is that. So, in fact, maybe I won't. Maybe we'll just decorate. So let me talk with you again about it. So your piece is 5 5.25 inches wide because that's the width of my pages in my journals. And then it is whatever the height of, it doesn't matter if it's a full 8.5 by 11, or it's short lace smaller because of printing on it and having to cut those borders off. You're going to score at 2.5, then you're going to score at 3 or 5.5 when you add those two numbers together. So you're going to have that score line, and then whatever's remaining is what sticks up here. And you're going to cut another piece that measures the same size as this bottom flip. And you're going to glue that on, and that you're going to hide your magnets underneath that pocket. And then if you want, you can put a decorative piece of paper there, but you've got this beautiful writing space, which I think is really cool. And then it just goes, oh, what? We need to do one more. I did not even see that. We need that covered. Oh my goodness. Silly goose. Oh, let's see. Oh, do we have enough? We do. Yes. Okay, so we need to cover this as well. That was really funny. Ha ha ha. Or not. So I'm just gonna do it. This is the way I get more accuracy, guys, to be honest. So we're gonna cut there, and then I'm gonna just scooch this over and do the shortcut way, the lazy girl's way. And I'm gonna go it this way so I can actually see my mark on this edge. Okay, so let me just cut that, and then we'll decorate this, and we'll call it a day and make this a shorter video. You guys can always watch it over again if I lost you in all my bumbling around. I'm going to have to add that to my little instructions though. Just let me do that right now so that I don't forget. So you would want to also cover this. Cover with decorative paper. Now you could start with decorative paper, and you could do this opposite. So you could start with an entire piece of 8.5 by 11 with a digital print on, put some writing paper in the spots that you want it similar. It's just reverse to what I did. Not a problem at all. So let's go ahead and get this on. Make sure that I got that right. Looks good. Let me get rid of that pencil mark and ink that up. You could also have added more rounding of corners anywhere you wanted to, but I just like that look at the top. So, oh, that is just so pretty. Oh, I love it. Love it. One could also stitch around things. Totally up to you. You just have to make sure that your magnets are far enough away from the edge so that you don't catch those in your sewing machine and break a needle. I wonder if this should go, almost feels like this should go up here. Yeah, I like it that way better. So just slide that over. Boom. So that's what it looks like in your journal. Isn't that amazing? If I do say so myself, I think it is amazing. Now, somebody may have already created this. I've never seen it. It was just like I was thinking about pockets, and I was thinking about how could you make it even more interesting. So I'm going to pull these images over, and let's see which ones we want to put. Oh, that one would be really pretty. So we want one big one and then one medium-ish one. How about those two? Or three. Let's do three. Okay. So the first one, the big one, we just need it to be, it can be the whole width of this if you wanted it to be. I'm going to go slightly smaller just because, yeah, just because I want to, but it would totally could go all the way. And when you open this pocket up, obviously this is not going to be secure anymore, but that's okay. So let's just trim this down a little bit. And I'm just going to open this so that I can keep seeing what I need to see. Okay, so let's do 5 inches. How about that? We'll go 5 inches wide, and you don't want it to be any taller than that. So this, I have to be thinking about that as I cut these down. So let me cut off some off the bottom that's not necessary, and then we can decide what's next. So stick that in there. It's going to stick up too far. So let's just make a mark here. I do like them to stick up higher, and then I put a whale tail tab on it, or punch on it. A whale tail thing, you know what I mean. A whale tail thing. Okay. And so let me reach in here and grab that. Oh, I already had some. Let me see if they'll go with this project. I already had some whale tail punches over here, but they were cut out of some different paper. Oh, these would work. Yeah, those would work. So let's just round the corners on just the top corners on this tag, or journal card, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's a journal card. Let's just do all of them. Okay, so that's going to slide in there. And then I think I'll just use these big tabs right here. And I'll probably put some seam binding on it. I probably won't bore you with that eyelet and seam binding dance that I do, but you can kind of see where I'm going with it. And then let's ink this up too, because I want to put that whale tail punch on, tab on. So have you guys started your Christmas shopping? I always wait until after Thanksgiving. I'm a real kind of a purist that way. But gotten lists from most of my grandkids. Well, 4 of 7, I think. So I've been able to get started, and I think I'm done with my husband, and that always feels good. So we're going to go ahead and put this whale tail punch on. I like to ink the inside of that just in case something shows, since I didn't print on the back of this paper, so it's not stark white. Go ahead and put that on. But yeah, we just decorated yesterday and finished up today. This is Sunday, December the 1st. Oh, I didn't do my Beloved Beauty Monthly. I need to do that. I didn't realize it was December 1st, you guys. Oh my goodness, we're going to have to do that. It'll probably be a day or two late. That's okay. So that's going to go right there. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Look at that. And then let's do a couple small cards as well. So all the images all the digitals I'm using will be linked below. Again, as the journal goes on, sometimes I get too many links, and I can't put them all on social media like Facebook when I schedule those posts. You have a limitation of how many photos. You have a limitation of how many links you can put, or the like the word count. So that's really cool. I think we need to cut that one down a little bit so it does not take away from the image that it is in front of. So like so. Yeah. So let's go ahead and round these corners as well. So I was posting on Facebook just about how good the holiday feels this year. Every year it gets a little bit better for me. Christmas holiday season has always been a struggle. And I mean, when my kids were smaller, like it was bad. Like I was nearly comatose in pain and trauma, and it was really hard for me to be involved with Christmas. And now it's just something that I welcome, and I am so thrilled to be alive and able to participate. So my husband and I decorated yesterday, got the tree up, which we have an artificial tree because I'm allergic. And so I put up with a real tree in my house for we've been married 41 years, so probably until the last 10 years, I always was sick during the holidays because I was allergic. I didn't know I was allergic. So now we have a pretty, just a pretty fake tree, and a green fake tree, and we really like it. We enjoy it, and then we go all out with lights and stuff. We being my husband, he's He's a maniac that way, a beautiful maniac, but it's very fun. So that is our second little, oh, look at how that looks. We'll just put some seam binding on the top of that one, and then we'll go one more. Let's get something, let's see what else I have. I might, oh, this one right here. This one right here. So I shrunk these down and printed them 4 to a page, which allows me to be able to use them for journal cards. They're actually full pages in a, full journal pages. So let's just do this last bit, and then we'll be done. So let me cut that down first so I don't waste the other one. So, because sometimes kits don't come with enough journaling cards, in my opinion. The struggle is real. So that's a little bit wide. So let me, we're going to have to take off a lantern. So let's just take off a whole lantern on this side. There we go. Get that out of my way. We'll finish up here, and then I'll probably do the embellishing off camera. You can come back and see the photos at the end. I will also complete the second one that I have prepared, as well as the Romance in Paris one. You guys will be able to see in the photos at the end of the video. I just really wanted to show you the construction of this. I was so excited at how it came about. It just felt really, really good for me to sit down and measure things out and work it out on paper, and that was nice. So it was fun. Okay, this is our last one, and that's perfectly sized, and we've got another one of that size of our whale tail punch. So I will, before I go though, if you enjoyed the video or you're liking the content, I do invite you to like and subscribe to my channel. As YouTubers, and I try not to do this too often, I'm going to do it more because I'm just going to be a little bit more assertive, and you can kind of block me out if it bothers you, but the algorithms on Facebook are not friendly. They're very weird, and I don't like them. And as YouTubers, we work really hard to create content. I mean, there's hours of planning. There's a lot of time editing. There's a lot of time, posting on social media, providing links, and all of that magical stuff. And when the algorithms don't work in our favor, or when people don't like and subscribe or comment, then we kind of just disappear into oblivion. We don't really come up as trending or anything like that. So to beat the algorithm, when people like and subscribe and hit that notification bell and all those things, even if you dislike, even if you put a thumbs down, it's still engagement, and it helps my channel, which that might not make people happy, but if you don't like my channel, please, by all means, don't subscribe. You are not obligated in any way, but if you're inspired by the things that I create, then I invite you to do that. So I will see you in the next video. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.